Well, good evening. Welcome to the DBS Sports. I am Kenson Casimir. We begin tonight with news from the Department of Youth Development and Sports. The Department of Youth and Sports convened a press briefing to enlighten persons officially on the progress of the staging of the 2017 Sports Awards ceremony. Representing the department were Acting Director of Sports, Mr. Patrick Mathre, and Mr. Ryan O'Brien from its Communications Unit. In giving an overview of the planning, Mr. Mathre heaped praises on those associations who not only met the deadline, but were also able to meet the requirements in terms of nominees selected. However, he also expressed disappointment with certain associations who, in his opinion, failed to live up to expectations. The St. Lucia Swimming Association only submitted 2 nominees, both being in the senior category. Netball St. Lucia only submitted 1 nominee. To this end, the department pledges commitment to assist them in capacity building. In terms of the shortlisting of nominees, the in-house selection committee was disappointed with the substance and quality of nominees, and as a result were unable to justify the meeting of the full quota except in the junior category. Well, the following were the nominees. Junior sportswoman Julian Alfred also had Kiana Joseph and Megan Nestor. In the junior sportsman, Kimani Melius from cricket, Nathan Ferrari from boxing, and Ruben Nikos from athletics. Sportswoman Julian Alfred and Katie Kyle. Sportsman Johnson Charles from cricket, Christopher Wells from table tennis, and also Albert Reynolds from athletics and Lyndall Masley from boxing. So, let's take a look at the nominees in the Junior Sportswoman of the Year category. Megan Nestor, 16-year-old Megan Nestor, represented the Soufrière Comprehensive at the school's netball tournament and captured the MVP award for the best attacking player. At the Windward Island School Games, Megan was a pivotal player and instrumental in St. Lucia winning the netball aspect of the tournament. At the OECS Under-23 tournament, she continued her impressive form and in the end was adjudged St. Lucia's MVP. In addition, she was instrumental in her team placing 3rd. Well, Kiana Joseph, this recently turned 17-year-old, recorded her first century, a superb 139 undefeated for the Northern Cluster Grassroots Cricket Program against a representative boys touring team from England. Well, locally, she represented the Grosley women's team, where she performed with distinction with both bat and ball. Well, because of her outstanding performance, she was selected on the national team to participate in the Windward Islands tournament. Because of her exploits at the Windward Islands tournament, she gained selection on the Windward Islands team, which participated in the CWI women's tournament. Following her impressive all-round performance in the CWI tournament, she caught the eyes of the selectors and was called up to attend the CWI training camp in Barbados. Kiana was subsequently selected on the West Indies team, which participated in the ICC World Cup 50 overs tournament. She made her international debut against South Africa and picked up 1 wicket for 29 runs in just 2 overs. Well, Julian Alfred, 16-year-old Julian Alfred, had a phenomenal outing in 2017. Competing at the boys and girls in Jamaica, she established a new national junior record of 24.17 seconds, returned in the semi-finals of the 200 meters. In the finals, she ran 24 seconds flat. In the 100 meters, she placed 4th in the finals in a time of 11.83 seconds. At the Digital Grand Prix in Jamaica, she placed 2nd in the 100 meters, setting a national junior record of 11.53 seconds. At this meet, she met the qualifying standards for the World Youth and the Carifta Games. Competing at both the Carifta Games and the OECS Open category, she placed 5th with times of 12.01 seconds and 11.82 seconds respectively. She crowned her achievement by copying gold in the 100 meters at the Commonwealth Youth Games in a time of 11.56 seconds. This achievement saw her being ranked 7th in the world in the 100 meters in the under-18 category by the IAAF. Julian has created history by becoming the first St. Lucian to ever win a gold medal at these games. Well, we here at DBS wish all these junior nominees the best of luck. Well, in swimming, with more than 550 swimmers from 27 countries coming together for one meet in Florida, the UANA Swimming Cup had one of the biggest international age group meets in the United States. Well, this meet was held in Coral Springs, Florida, from January 19 to the 21st, 2018. Participating countries included Antigua and Barbuda, Argentina, Aruba, the Bahamas, Barbados, Bermuda, Bolivia, Brazil, the Cayman Islands, Colombia, Costa Rica, Curacao, the Dominican Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador, Grenada, Guatemala, Guyana, Haiti, Honduras, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Jamaica, Mexico, Panama, Peru, Suriname, Turks and Caicos, Trinidad and Tobago, Uruguay, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and St. Lucia. Well, 4 of the 11 qualifying swimmers for St. Lucia attended the meet under the watchful eye of coach Norman Banfield from the CJ Swim Club. 3 of the 4 swimmers, namely Odlum Smith, Montplaisir, and Archibald, are new entrants to the 15 to 17 age group categories. Coach Banfield expressed his delight in the swimmers who were able to improve their times, specifically Terrell Montplaisir improving in 4 of 5 races, and his versatility in 4 different disciplines as the free, back, breast, and individual medley. Odlum Smith improved in 3 of 5 races with qualifying times for Sissi Khan, and Devin Buddha improved in 2 of 5 races. Jamal Archibald did put on a fight, but was not as successful as his teammate. Banfield noted that with increased pool time and increased exposure to regional and international meets, the swimmers will realize their goals. The 4 swimmers have all qualified for the Carifta swimming competition slated for the month of April 2018 in Jamaica. St. Lucia Swimming Association congratulates the swimmers on their achievements and looks forward to supporting not only the swimmers who participated, but all swimmers who exhibit the potential to excel. Well, veterans football action continues this weekend at the Philip Marsay grounds in Vieux Fort. It's the staging of the semi-finals of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup and the Flow Plate Championship. Saturday will feature the semi-finals of the Flow Plate Championship. One will witness a Castries derby as former Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup champions VSADC, with the likes of their leading goal scorer Clive Jabatis in the mix, will come up against Flow Lancers at 6 p.m. The latter will be pinning their hopes on Nigel Springer as the informed striker. The second semi-final will feature newcomers Laboe Connection against former Gold Cup champs Carriacou Masters. Now, the action continues on Sunday, 20th January, with yet another double-header as teams battle it out in the semi-finals of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. Kicking off the excitement at 5 p.m. will be Valencius Joseph and his impressive Valley legends out of the Mabia Valley when they come up against Sherman Sylvester, Everton Regis, and the Grosley veterans. The northern team will no doubt also be dependent on former national player Francis Babalastic to see them through. The night's proceedings will come to a close at 8 p.m. In a repeat of last year's semi-finals, home team of Vieux Fort Central will square off against Soufrière veterans. The home team will be pinning their hopes on the trio of Titus Titielva, their leading goal scorer, Andy Boutou Jabatis, and Wilbur Moffat. Soufrière will continue to lean on playmaker Jerome Barboy Seville to take them home. Well, veterans football got to be in it to win it. We take a break, but when we get back, Devon Smith expected to be recalled to the West Indies team. Welcome back. Winona Island Volcanoes opener Devon Smith's standout season as the Cricket West Indies selectors thinking of giving him another shot at opening for the West Indies in the near future. The Grenadians scored 1,095 runs over the course of a 10-game season at an average of 84.23 and became only the 4th batsman to score more than 1,000 runs in a season, and establish a record for the most runs scored in the single regional first-class season. While the 36-year-old Smith has not had a stellar run for the Windies, having played in 38 tests between 2003 and 2015. In those tests, 67 innings in all, he amassed 1,593 runs at a paltry average of 24.50. He scored 1 century and 6 half-centuries. However, despite the poor run for the Windies, Smith's performance this season merits consideration for another call to the West Indies senior squad that lacks some of Smith's experience. Courtney Brown, the chairman of the selectors at CWI, admits that Smith's performance makes a case for a recall. Devon's performance was outstanding throughout this year. Throughout the PCL season, Brown said, as a seasoned player, his excellent season augurs well for him personally and the regional cricket, as it sets a standard for other cricketers to follow. Smith scored 6 centuries during the season, 5 of them unbeaten, 151 not out against the Leeward Island Hurricanes, 107 not out and 154 against the Jamaican Scorpions, 116 against the Jamaican Scorpions, 119 not out against the Guyana Jaguars, and 185 not out against the Leeward Islands Hurricanes. That would certainly ensure him his selection. He also scored a 95 against the Jaguars. Get him on that team. Well, world number one Simona Halep saw off a 2016 champion Angelique Kerber in a thrilling contest to reach her first Australian Open final. The Romanian, twice a French Open runner-up, saved 2 match points on her way to a 6-3, 4-6, 9-7 victory. In Saturday's final, Halep will face Caroline Wozniacki, a straight-set winner over Elise Mertens, with both women looking for a first major title. The world number one ranking will also be up for grabs for the champion. Well, former Olympic doctor Larry Nassar has been handed a jail sentence of 175 years in Michigan for abusing female athletes he was supposed to be treating. 156 young women, as mothers, sisters, daughters, Olympians, testified against him. All say they were abused by the same man as the former Team USA gymnastics doctor. Now, over 7 days, they took to the stand one by one to do what few survivors of sexual abuse ever get a chance to do, directly confront their attacker. Nassar had already pleaded guilty to 10 counts of sexual assault for abusing young girls under the guise of medical treatment. Well, Manchester United manager Jose Mourinho has signed a contract extension until 2020 with the option of a further year. Wow, the 54-year-old's previous deal at Old Trafford was due to expire in 2019. Mourinho said he was delighted that United feel and trust that he is the right manager for the great club for the foreseeable future. He added, "I would like to say a big thank you to the owners and to Chief Executive Ed Woodward." Speaking at this news conference earlier on Thursday, now before his new contract was announced, Mourinho hailed the club's recent signing of Alexis Sanchez from Arsenal. He said the Chilean had moved from a fantastic club to a giant club in a swap deal that saw Armenian midfielder Henrik Mkhitaryan head the other way. Mourinho said it was a great deal for everybody and confirmed Sanchez will be in the squad for United's FA Cup fourth-round tie on Friday. Well, speaking of fantastic clubs, Arsenal, they defeated Chelsea yesterday to seal a spot in the Carabao Cup final.
Azpilicueta for Pedro! Offside. That's a pretty straightforward decision.
Yeah, Pedro feeling that he had timed his run well. But the linesman doesn't need VAR, he gets it spot on. But Arsenal haven't started.
Well, the header was from Monreal, who's in amongst it again, and it's 1-1.
Can you believe the space that Nacho Monreal has got here? Just pulls away. Rudiger, it's an instinctive nod of the head towards the ball. Well, it's a double deflection, isn't it?
Arsenal can use for their advantage. Lacazette. Moving off for Christensen. Put it in by Granit Xhaka. The goal that Arsenal had to score, they have scored. They're ahead on the night and on aggregate in the semi-final.
Well, Lacazette has had to work really hard tonight. It's not been easy for him. Hasn't had much support at times. But how well does he do here running the channel? It's all about persistence, holding off Christensen and just bubbling one through. The little break of the ball and Xhaka reacting like a striker. First there to poke in what might be a huge goal for Arsenal here.
Wow, well, shout out to Miguel Gaspar and all the so sad Chelsea fans out there. Sad. Well, we take a break. The DBS News continues after the break.